First of all, you have Tyrone. Tyrone is the father of the family. He's a real pessimist. That's his main thing. He really likes to complain a lot of almost just about everything. He is very healthy. He's never really had a sick day in his life. He's an actor, and he just is stayed fit his whole entire life. Because he's been extremely healthy, he's just never been sick. This leads him to really complain about Edmund and really not believe that he could really be so sick. And it just causes him to not really worry too much about doctors, as you can see by the fact that he only pays $1 for a doctor, which shows how much he cares. Secondly, you have Mary. Mary is the mother of the family. She basically, she's real kind of a nervous train wreck. After she had Edmund for a kid, she's been on a kind of a morphine addiction. And this is generally caused just by a lot of nervousness and whatnot. You could also say that Tyrone almost caused this, as we kind of try and argue in our rendition of the play. All right, the next character in the family is Edmund. Edmund is the youngest person in the family. He's also the smartest. He basically, he's really thin, and he's sick. He has tuberculosis, but his doctor can't really tell him that because his doctor only gets $1, because he's not a real doctor. But he's the smartest person in the family. He generally kind of has a socialist political leaning, but he's generally the smartest person in the family. His father just doesn't really like him because he's so sick all the time. The next person in the family after that is Jamie. Jamie is an actor like his father, who has dropped out of college several times, comes home a lot trying to get money from his father, which his father pretty much generally always gives to him, or at least tries to help him with. The problem with Jamie is that, it may not be so much that he's a bad actor, it's that he's known to be an alcoholic, and he likes to go and sleep around with lots of women. And so he's basically a cynic because of a lot of this, and it just gets to be a real problem. The last person to play is Kathleen. Kathleen is not really a major character in this at all. She's more of a supportive character. She's basically a maid around the house. She's a summer maid, not really very important. She's known really just to be a klutz. She's kind of as she is a maid, she's also a peasant. But her main feature is that she's a klutz. Edmund kind of seems to like her singing, though, but there's not really anything going on.
The play is set in August of 1912 in the Tyrone's house, where James Tyrone and Mary Tyrone live. Mary is coming back from a sanitarium because she's addicted to morphine, and she's trying to break the habit. And then Edmund and Jamie are coming over, who are their two sons. So James, the father, is very stingy with money. He refused to pay for an actual doctor when Mary was giving birth to her children, so she got addicted to morphine to relieve the pain during childbirth. Jamie, the older son, is addicted to alcohol and having sex with prostitutes. And Edmund is always very sick and can't work. So this causes lots of tension between James and his two sons because he always wanted them to be successful in life. So basically that whole night, they're arguing and fighting and drinking all at the same time, and they end up just being drunk and pass out. The two sons don't actually know about their mother's addiction still. I thought that she kicked it a while ago. So the next day they find her high as crap, and this just makes Jamie want to go drink, and Edmund just takes off from the house. Edmund basically says that he does not want to live anymore, and Jamie comes back with stories of the prostitute that he just spent the night with, and he's really drunk, and he's just mouthing off to his mom about the fact that she needs to just kick this addiction because it's just causing their family all these problems. Eventually, Jamie got so offensive that Edmund punched him, and Jamie just like changes personalities and like is saying that he's never been like a really good son or brother. So Mary is still really high, and she like goes up to her room and comes back down like a couple moments later, wearing her wedding dress when she got married like 40 years ago, and she just goes on about saying how happy her marriage has been with her husband. Obviously, she's high, and that's basically the end.